Hello and welcome to the City of Games. My name is Frank, and today I would like to introduce you to a new video series that I am going to be starting. And this is not going to be a kind of like every week or a set kind of routine. These video episodes are going to come out periodically when they feel right. This series is about the lore of the City of Kings universe. You see, you may or may not know that for the last 8 or 9 years now, I have been creating board games. The first was the City of Kings board game. Then came Verdoran Gardens, The Art of Cats, Explore and Draw, Race to the Raft, and most recently Ember Leaf. But all of these games are telling the stories within a bigger world. A world which has got nearly 15,000 years of history, stories, hundreds of thousands of words sit on my computer. And maybe one day they'll become a book or a comic, or maybe I'll do just short stories. But I want to just start sharing some of these events. And with the recent announcement of a game, I thought, how can I go about this? And maybe just periodic episode releases of different backgrounds and some of the stories that led to the creation of each game, but also just events that happen outside of those games. You see, there's so much more to the world than I can ever just put out into game form, because the narrative grows and expands, the characters develop, the history gets written, and the games are just snippets of even subsets of those stories, because they can't tell the true full event. And that's why I thought I'd make this series. As I say, they will probably release, my expectation is episodes will release around game announcements for those specific games and the stories for those games. And then in between that, there'll just be every so often a story that I want to share, a story what I want to tell. You see, I want to talk about the Age of Beginnings, the time of the Fallen. We know very little about these beings, and who were they? Why were they on this planet, the world? Why were they here? I want to talk more about the Age of Prosperity. This is the time when the first risen rose, Earthshaker, Calamus Earthshaker, rose from the ground, and the evolution of all beings and creatures kicked off. This is when all of the animals that were around started to get intelligence. They started to evolve over thousands of years to create the races that we know. And of course, the Age of Strife, which is where many of my games have been focused so far. The Age of Strife is from the moment where Lord Vesh first rose, when he captured Calamus Earthshaker, when he extracted its essence and injected it into his own arm, gaining the powers and unleashing evil upon the lands. This is one of the big moments in the history of this world, but it's not the only one. I want to tell you, why is there an island full of cats? Is this just an island that I made up? Or is there a larger purpose? Is there a larger narrative that makes this one of the core focuses of this world? Who are the Verdorans? What is the origin story of the Emberlings, and how did they come to be? These are all just some of the things in my head. I want to talk about the gladiator pits, where Brutius the Broken's father had to fight for his life and defend the kingdom. I want to talk more about Kel'Raz and the experimentation that he went through to become who he became. And there's so much more. Obviously, I'm not going to get into it too much now. I want to keep this quite short and just give you an introduction. But of course, if there are stories you would like to know more about, if there are characters, if there are things that we've discovered or touched upon in any games or just conversations to date, let me know in the comments below. I will certainly consider them for future episodes, and I'm really looking forward to this new series. All of them will have the word lore in the title, so you'll know the kind of episodes, and I think I am going to number them so that you can come back. Not that the order's going to matter too much, but I really hope you enjoy these. I hope you enjoy getting to learn more about this world that I've been crafting outside of the games, and I look forward to exploring it with you. So until next time, keep on adventuring.